All right, here we go. So, I hate this team. I both hate this team and I love this team. It's really weird because raise your hand if you predicted that at halftime the score would be 3-0. Raise your hand if you predicted that the final score, no matter who won, one of these teams were going to have 3 points as a total, and the other one was going to have a total of 13 points, and that was going to be the final for the biggest game of the season in the mother freaking Super Bowl. Insane. And, I know some people that say, "Oh, the bigger stories in the loser, locker room." So you know what? I'm actually going to go talk about the Rams first before we talk about the Patriots. So for the Rams, they just stunk up the joint. Plain and simple, they didn't deserve to be here. And people say, "Well, no, they did deserve to be here." The Saints should have been in here. The Saints would have made at least a more entertaining game. Think about it: Drew Brees, Tom Brady. That's a pretty sexy matchup when it comes to football per se in the Super Bowl. Okay, not Tom Brady and Jared Goff, because this did not look like the Jared Goff from for the first few weeks of the season. Oh, Jared Goff has a chance to win the MVP award. Remember when that was around the cooler per se? Jared Goff played like the Jared Goff when Jeff Fisher was the head coach, which started to make me think maybe it wasn't necessarily Jeff Fisher's fault. I'm not saying Jeff Fisher didn't pull Goff back. I'm sure he did, but it wasn't just Jeff Fisher. You know what I mean? It was you could give. Now, granted, to the extent Goff was a rookie quarterback at the time, you could kind of make an excuse. Well, sorry about that. You can make an excuse about there. This is his third season. He's about to enter his fourth season in the NFL coming up. What excuse do you have now? Now, I know Todd Gurley was 100% clear as day. You have one of the best running backs in the National Football League in Todd Gurley, and come on, 10 carries for 35 yards? C.J. Anderson, 7 carries, 22 yards. That fumble that he had that, was kind of called back, but I mean, they just did not look good at the Rams. I mean, yeah, Brandon Cooks, the former Patriot, looked good, 8 receptions, 120 yards. At least he didn't die on the field like he did last year. That was just scary. I was like, no one's going to call him to helmet. No, of course not, because it's the Patriots. But hey, the Patriots cheat. Wink, wink. But anywho, Brandon Cooks was basically the only target that actually seemed like he gave a damn to be there. I mean, yeah, you had Robert Woods, 5 receptions for 70 yards, but but the Rams, they just stunk up the joint. I mean, you have one of the better kickers in the NFL, Greg Zuerlein. Now, granted, he did make a 53-yarder in the third quarter, but in the fourth quarter, with like 8 seconds, 9 seconds to go, whatever, he misses like a 20, 30-yard field goal. He does not even he barely misses it. He shanks that son of a gun to the left. What the hell was that? And the Patriots, give props to the Patriots defense because, I get it. Also, the Rams without Cooper Kupp, which you see this Ram offensive Cooper Kupp, they're explosive, they're deadly. This is like a completely different team, which tells you how valuable Cooper Kupp is. So whenever Cooper Kupp's contract expires, if I'm Cooper Kupp, I'm going to look at management like, did you see what you guys did without me? Yeah, compare it what you did with me. Yeah, that's what I thought. And they're probably gonna say, "Well, he got injured." Like no one's ever gotten injured in the NFL ever. But anyhow, Zion Gatsu completely non-factor in this game, really. Who else do you have? Keeps the lead. Aaron Donald didn't really do much. I do know, obviously, the give props though to the Rams defense beginning. Obviously, they forced the interception by Corey Littleton, which, by the way, call me a Brady fanboy you want. But when Brady throws a stupid pass, he throws a stupid pass. That first throw that he had in the game, in the first quarter, that wasn't so much on Brady. That was so much on freaking Chris Hogan because he was like, freaking juggling the football in the air for whatever reason. And Corey Littleton was just there saying, "Oh, okay, thanks." And he just took it. It wasn't like Jared Goff's interception. What was Jared Goff thinking, by the way, on that one? He just lightly lobs it up and Stephon Gilmore is right there. It's not like, Stephon Gilmore being sneaky. He's playing as Stevie Wonder could see it from the bleacher seats if he was up on the freaking nosebleed section, if he could go up, because that's how obvious he was. He was right there, and it's like, wow. And granted, the Patriots defense played well. All right. And I know it's just praise the Rams. They forced interception, forced a forced fumble, and they could believe they capitalized on it. But, the Patriots defense really stepped up. And this is what I've been saying about the Patriots for like ever now. They can beat you in so many different ways. Tom Brady doesn't have to throw for 345 yards and 4 or 5 touchdowns. They will beat you in more ways than one. They did it with their MVP of the Super Bowl, Julian Edelman, going off for freaking 10 receptions, 141 yards. And they'll beat you with their defense. And Sonny Michel, no one's talking about Sonny Michel. Sonny Michel had a pretty not too shabby game. 18 carries, 94 yards, 5.2 yards per carry, and a touchdown in his first ever Super Bowl game in his rookie season. This guy stays healthy, it's going to be a stud. All right, he's already good now. He's a rookie. Give him a few years. Lord. You can say all the jokes you want about the Patriots, 11 team, but he's going to be something good. Then obviously that's with the Rams and Sean McVay. I know he was at the podium just recently, as recent as about I think like 20 minutes ago, saying that he was complete. What the hell is wrong with my webcam? Talking about how he was out coached. Yeah, no kidding. All right, new school met old school. Old school won. And by the way, shout out to all these NFL teams who freaking hired all these head coaches because lol, they had a coaching session. They ate lunch one time with Sean McVay. This doesn't look really good right now, does it, for all you buffoons who got, Sean McVay like head coaches? Don't believe me. I live in a state where they hired one. Cardinals. But anyways, Tom Brady, yeah, he threw the interception, but 262 yards, 21 for 35, not too bad. Rex Burkhead, 7 carries, 43. He did have a big play, though, however, late in the fourth quarter, a big run that helps the Patriots get into the red zone, get near the red zone, I should say. And again, their defense stepped up. I'm looking at the sacks. Freaking Dante Hightower, who was out all of last year, who the Patriots desperately needed. They needed a pass rusher last year. And, they had Rivers out and all this and that, and they needed Hightower. No Hightower, obviously, back then because he was, again, injured. He's healthy here. What does he get? 2 big sacks in the game. Yeah, Kyle Vanoy, by the way, shout out to Kuda Charumba and his freaking Lions for giving him to us for box of cookies, because pretty sure your box of cookies didn't mean jack compared to what he's done for this team. And Jonathan Jones also had a sack in this one. But, 6 championships. Freaking 6. And I know this was the most boring Super Bowl ever. But here's the thing, too. More people are going hard about this game because it was the Patriots in this one. Had this been the Baltimore Ravens, had this been I almost said San Diego, what's wrong with me? The Los Angeles Chargers. Imagine this being LA versus LA. Oh, what a great matchup here. Yeah. The LA Chargers and the LA Rams. People would be milking the crap out of this game if this was any team in the AFC not named the New England Patriots. But because of the fact it is a Patriots, no, we hate the Patriots, we're so sick of the tutors. This is what you get. This is what you get with the blind hatred. And if you don't like them, fine. I'm not putting a gun to your head because you hate them. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. My fucking web cream. But when you gotta call a spade, you call it a freaking spade. It's just Belichick and Brady. And that reminds me to another thing. I'm seeing on Twitter, well, this wasn't not much of Tom Brady. I mean, this is more of Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick pull up a great scheme against this Rams team? Abso-freaking-lutely. But don't take Tom Brady out of the equation because, he didn't throw a touchdown. He had 1 interception, which was not his fault. But I digress. And again, with that discussion, I said on Twitter, only TheChrisPhoenix box, you can't have Belichick without Brady. To be fair, you can't have Brady without Belichick. We've seen what Belichick looks like without Brady. Not great. Not that great. We haven't really seen Brady without Belichick in the NFL. But I think that maybe Brady possibly wouldn't be that good if it wasn't for, the Emperor himself, aka Bill Belichick, in hand. It's just plain and simple like that. So, with that said, Patriots win 13-3. Sixth Super Bowl ring for Mr. Tom Brady and Bill Belichick of the New England Patriots. And they needed this win. And I personally, well, Chris, they have 5 Super Bowls. What do you mean they needed this win? Imagine if freaking like tomorrow on like Undisputed or First Take, yeah, Tom Brady and company are 5-4 in the Super Bowl. 5-4 does not look as good as 6-3 now, does it? Now, let's say 6-3 was the best, but look, 6-3 is a lot better than 5-4. So, again, Patriots win, and you know what? I know on paper this was a weird looking team because you're like, well, they don't look as talented as they have been in the past, and that's 100% true. I am completely backing up on that idea because you look at this team, it's like, huh? They had Josh Gordon, and we all saw how that ended. And I guess technically not Josh Gordon. Does Josh Gordon get a Super Bowl ring, by the way? And hopefully he does. Even though I can see someone saying, "Oh, if he gets a Super Bowl, he's going to sell it for cracker cooking." But anywho, this team lost a lot of players in the offseason. A lot of them went to the Tennessee Titans, and lol, you saw how that happened. At the end of the day, it's about if you are in the last game of the season and you win. It's not how you finish. Excuse me. Wow, I'm drunk. It's not how you start. It's how you finish. So, anyhow, that's it for me. What a season this has been. It's crazy too because we come from a season where the highest scoring games. You had games that were 52-48, and you had games that were like 45-40, and all that crazy. Last game of the season, 13-3. What? Only on the NFL, you know what I mean? But anywho, I am out. Hope you all have a good night, have a good day, whenever you're watching this. So, again, that's it for me. And one last time. I love, but I hate this team. I love this team, but I hate it. I need to trademark that, by the way. If freaking Paris Hilton can freaking trademark that's hot, I don't see how I can't trademark this. Whenever someone uses it, I can sue them and get like millions of dollars out of it. Anyways, I'm out. Have a good one.